One of the few things not in dispute is that the battle on Ganymede began on the ground. But per your request, we have brought in the lone survivor of the surface engagement. This is Marine Gunnery Sergeant Roberta Draper. She will be giving you her account of the battle. And in the interests of transparency, you're welcome to examine her power armor as well.
Its systems were badly damaged, but the logs will corroborate our timeline of the events to the extent that they can.
Thank you. I'm sure that will all be very informative.
Sergeant Draper.
Sir, my fire team was assigned to patrol the MCRN Zone Bravo on Ganymede Station. Shortly after the Scirocco, our support ship, went into comms blackout. We observed movements on the UNN line approximately 2 kilometers distance and weapons fire. The UN Marines appeared to be charging our position.
So you're saying that we opened fire on you?
No, sir. We were out of contact with our ship and unable to confirm, and at the time, our comms were jammed on the field.
Is it possible that your Marines were testing their gear or conducting some sort of training exercise?
It's possible. We also had lost contact with our unit.
My team formed a firing line and prepared to engage if the Blues, the UN Marines, crossed 500 meters, which would have put them on our side of the zone. They were closing in on us fast. We mistook a training exercise as an active engagement and opened fire without orders. As commander of the fire team, the responsibility is mine.
The battle on the surface is what precipitated the battle in orbit. That's what devastated Ganymede Station. That's on you too.
According to our investigation, it was Private Richard Travis that fired the first shot.
He was born on Earth. His parents emigrated to Mars when he was a child. He'd had some discipline problems recently, which suggest he might have been trying to prove that he was more Martian than Earther. And what better way to do that than to take out some Earthers?
We appreciate your candor.
Thank you, Sergeant Draper. We can't change what happened, but we can move forward in the effort of peace. Ganymede Station is an important food supply outside of Earth and Mars, and it's in neither of our interests to leave it crippled. We're willing to discuss reparations.
The MCR will cover 61.5% of the cost to repair the ag domes and orbital mirrors, with the exception of any damage that can be definitely and solely linked to UNN actions, in which case we'll split the cost 50-50.
That's a fair deal.
We wouldn't have damaged anything if you hadn't precipitated the battle.
I suppose we could pay for it all in exchange for full control of Ganymede.
I think that covers everything.
Almost. We're going to need a statement from your government accepting responsibility.
You're not gonna get one.
Never hurts to ask.
All right then, so we're done.
One last thing. I'd like to speak to Sergeant Draper again. I have a few questions. Just little things I need her to clarify.
Madam, this has been an exhausting session.
I find it hard to believe that a Martian Marine would be fatigued from sitting in a chair. We all came here in the hopes that we could begin to trust each other, and it would be regrettable to undo the progress we've made over something as trivial as this. I want to speak with Sergeant Draper. Now. Sergeant Draper, my family has a long tradition of military service. I'm sure yours does too.
All Martians serve.
Oh, I know. But it's compulsory. Tell me, if you could choose, would you still serve?
Yes, ma'am.
Why?
I want to do my part to make Mars a new Earth.
An entire nation dedicated to a common goal. To turn a lifeless rock into a garden. A dear friend told me that. He wanted to retire to Mars, but he died. Did you know that the majority of people on Earth don't have jobs? They don't work at all. They live on basic assistance, which the government provides.
I did know that.
You call them takers, I believe.
Yes, ma'am.
It's not that they're lazy, you know. It's just that we can't give them enough opportunities. In this building, it's easy to forget.
With all due respect, madam, where are you going with this?
Wherever I goddamn like. Travis's parents, they believed in your dream. They gave up everything to go to Mars, to provide a better life for their only son. I'm sure Travis believed in that dream as well.
He did.
Were other Martians prejudiced against him for being from Earth?
Yes.
Was he a good soldier?
One of my best.
Do you really believe that after all that sacrifice and all his training, the training that made him, as you said, one of your best soldiers, do you believe after all that hard work that Travis would jeopardize the lives of his fellow soldiers by foolishly jumping the gun?
No,
No? Then why would he open fire without orders? Did he panic?
I don't know. He...
Then why did he fire?
Well,
What was the reason?
we thought we were under attack.
Under attack? So you were fired upon?
No, he was trying to kill the enemy. I didn't even know what it was. Nobody did. He wasn't wearing a vac suit.
Sergeant Draper has been through a severe, traumatic event. She needs to rest.
Whoever the fuck you are, stand down and let her speak. Unless there is something you don't want her to say.
Do as you've been instructed, Sergeant.
Sergeant Draper, what made you open fire?
It was Travis. He panicked.
Has Sergeant Draper answered all of your questions, madam? Thank you, Sergeant. That will be all.